Yeah.
Yeah. Your mommy and my daughter used to play together a lot when they were younger.
Yes, they did.
A lot more.
Yeah.
My daddy played with his friends.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Eden.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna go on.
Oops, time to go on mute. I
Time to
think.
be quiet. Sure. Using that.
Trying to get the Chromebook
Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're doing something else entirely. I will be in 1 second.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome. We're thrilled to have you here, and we're especially thrilled this Shabbat to welcome Cantor Julie Newman, who is with us this evening. We hope you'll sing along with her. And we join together this evening. We begin with singing Yedid Nefesh, which can be found in our prayer books.
Page 10.
Page 10, the middle of the page.
ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. משוכבדך, ארץ עונך, ארץ עונך. Let's do that again. This is the time where you get to sing with me. ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. משוכבדך, ארץ עונך, ארץ עונך. ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל, ישתחווה אל מול הדרך. Take a breath, it's Shabbos. ידיד נפש, אב הרחמן, אב הרחמן. משוכבדך, ארץ עונך, ארץ עונך.
We continue with Shabbat HaMalkah, which is a prayer not found in our prayer books.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Right below there. Next thing down.
How do you like that? There it is.
I snuck it in. So there is this thing of like, we read the prayer book and we do the things and we know what's coming next. And sometimes your eyes stray. It's like, when did that come? When did that show up?
When did that one end up in there?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Shabbat HaMalkah is on page 10. Who knew?
And they work well together. The first one, Yedid Nefesh, is like the dear one of my soul. Like this yearning is like, okay, I'm gonna see family and friends and just let the week slide off my shoulders. And then here we have Hachama, the sun, and talking about Shechina. So we're like turning towards a different orientation from our work week to, let's change the scene a little bit here. There's some parts you won't know, but you will pick this up, I'm sure. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. One more time, and we'll do it a few times, and you'll be able to sing it too. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. Welcoming the queen, the Shabbat queen, Shabbat queen, the bride, and peace. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. Boi hamalka, boi kala, shalom aleichem, aleichem, hashalom. Hachama merosh, ha'ilhanot nistalka, bov netzeh likrat Shabbat HaMalkah. Hine hi yoredet hakdosha ve'habrucha, ve'imam malachim tzar shalom u'mnucha. המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום.
Now we turn ahead in our prayer books to page 20 as we join together in Lecha Dodi. When we reach the final verse, we invite everyone to rise in body or spirit as we welcome the Sabbath bride.
Are you sensing a theme? Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במקשבה תחילה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. פני שבת נקבלה. Oh, now I can hear you.
So take a moment, turn to your neighbors, wish each other a Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourselves, take a Shabbat breath. What's your name again? You're live? Yes. It works. We continue in our prayer books. We turn ahead to page 26. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon. Uv'chayei decho beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Uvizman kariv. V'imeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam le'omaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha, brichu leila, min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma ve'imeru. Amen. We invite everyone to rise in body or spirit as we turn the page and continue on page 28.
And so I'm throwing another new thing before we get to the Baruch, our call to worship. I'm adding this song that may be new to you. It was written to fit right here before the Baruch, when those who can stand as a community. And even though it might be new to you, there is a part that you can get right away, and it's that we all may rise in body or spirit, or even in the feeling of our own aliveness, and to bring that moment of rising as a community to life, and we'll bring that into the Baruch. Who gives me these miracles, who wakens me each day, who breaks the chains of slavery and shows me the way, who steadies my footsteps, who opens up my eyes, who lifts up the fallen, that we all may rise, 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 that we all may rise. Who gives me these miracles, who wakens me each day, who breaks the chains of slavery and shows me the way, who steadies my footsteps, who opens up my eyes, who lifts up the fallen, that we all may rise, 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 that we all may rise. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai.
On page 30, we continue together in the middle of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the season, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzavaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu lemadata, Otanu lemadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu uvkumenu nasiach bechukecha v'nismak b'divrei toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasfir mimenu la'olamim Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem, amen.
On page 39, we continue together at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We continue with the next page. Hashkivenu is a prayer asking God to watch over us and to help us reach our highest selves, to recognize that we do best when we connect with others, when we include others, when we make sure that ours is a community that recognizes that each of us are naturally linked to each other, that each of us needs each other. And so we continue on page 43.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו השכיבנו לשלום 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 ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We turn the page now and join together in singing Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם בני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
As we turn the page, we invite everyone to rise in body or spirit on page 46. In the sound booth, I'm hearing we're frozen on Zoom, so I don't know what we need to do to thaw, but we join together in prayer, and maybe our prayer will lift us out of the frozen tundra. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot v'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, נחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue silently now through page 63, including both the prayers of the prayer book or the prayers of our hearts. Please be seated at your own pace.
Make of us a house for all people. Gather us in hope for all people. Surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Make of us a house for all people. Gather us in hope for all people. Surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. 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 Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך, בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. Make of us a house for all people, gather us in hope for all, surround us in peace, peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Yeah. Make for us a house for all people, gather us in hope for all, surround us in peace for all people, in wholeness and in love. Shalom, shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We turn ahead in our prayer books now to page 253 as we pause in the midst of our celebration to think of those who are in need of special prayers for healing. As a congregation on this Shabbat, we especially think of Kit Dombrowski, Jean Lewis, Alex Botkin, Jack Glasser, Judy Moyer, Susan Horn, Jerry Ann Morgan, Michael L., Howard G., Stan W., Ruth Goldman, Alan Wolk, George Gurneth, Kathy Lowry, Jamie Adams, James Adams, Pat Fields, Jerry Spargle, Shirley Spargle, Katie, Bob S., Shoshana Batsipora, Ariel, Dory Coatson, Laura Roselle, Joey DeLuca, Matt Milanek. We join together in praying for all of them as we join together in the prayer for healing, page 253.
Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha avoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rofeh hacholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, healer of the sick. And now a few moments to share good news. So who has something good to share? I know in a few moments we'll celebrate birthdays, so who has anniversaries or something else good going on this month that they'd like to share? Jan, you got your hand up.
Tomorrow is our anniversary.
Happy anniversary. That means it's Drew's anniversary too. Happy anniversary.
On June 27th, it'll be our 40th wedding anniversary.
Wow, mazel tov. Who else has something good to share? She has something good to share?
I'm starting my first full-time job on Monday.
Very nice. So she'll be able to support you guys.
Hopefully. Someone's got it.
Good, that's right, somebody's got to. Who else has something good to share?
On Monday, we are celebrating our anniversary.
That's true.
Father's Day is on Sunday.
That's true too.
School finally ended this week.
She deserves the awards, not me.
On June 30th, Carol and I will be married for 31 years.
Wow, mazel tov.
We're thankful that our in-laws are in town to visit with us this weekend and spend time with our grandson.
Nice.
We're happy that our dear friends Denise Beerley and David Post recently moved to Pittsburgh and are now members of Temple Sinai.
Yay, welcome.
And that our daughter is on her way to Moshi, Tanzania, and just took off from Doha Qatar. So
wow.
If you see me checking my phone, I'm probably checking to see where her plane is.
And Darcy doesn't remember this, but we met 28 years ago tomorrow.
Wow.
I do remember.
Our oldest granddaughter is engaged.
Mazel tov. Very nice. Who else has something good to celebrate? Over there. We know the house sold already.
Money's in the bank. I'll join the anniversary train. It's a little early, but on July 5th, we will be married 51 years.
Wow. Who else has something good to share?
I'm headed to Italy for 2 months on Monday.
Nice. Do you need a rabbi to go with you?
Not this time.
I know 2 rabbis who are willing. I'm assuming. Are you willing to go to Italy? I'd learn Italian.
I'll figure out if I can pack it in this week.
He's a carry-on. Who else has something good to share? Well, why don't we have everybody who has... Toby, you got your hand up? You got 2 in the chat. Pat Field has a date for brain surgery after 2 years. That's good. And Terry Kennedy's daughter is visiting the eastern part of the country from Boise, Idaho, which is nice.
I called one of my mom's first cousins yesterday, and she just celebrated her 100th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Tomorrow is going to be celebration of disability through the arts.
We're excited about that.
My grandson is coming for a visit. I haven't seen him for 2 years. He's finishing up his 2nd year of residency as a physician, and I'm very proud of him.
Nice.
I'm celebrating the 2 of my granddaughters are going this summer with youth groups to visit in Israel. One is going, she's 16, and she's going with the JCC, the Emma Kaufman camp. And the other one, she's a college student, and she's going with Birthright.
Nice,
for
יפה.
3 weeks, so I'm very proud of them.
אז בעברית בבקשה.
בעברית.
עכשיו בעברית.
נסיעה טובה.
טוב.
Two of my grandchildren are also going on birthright in September.
Nice. Who else has something good? You do. I'll come back to you in a second.
Well, might be announcing this a week early, but we have our anniversary coming up on the 24th. 61.
61?
61.
Wow.
Out of the cradle.
That's a long time.
I have an anniversary of being a member, 59 years here at Temple Sinai.
Wow. Wonderful. So I know we have a bunch of people who are celebrating birthdays. So if you have a June birthday, come on up to the Bima with me. If you have a June birthday, who's got June birthdays? I know at least one person in here does. Come on up. So who's willing to share how old they're turning in June? Arlene, how old are you turning in June? I know how old you turned, but 89. Who can top that? Risa, how about you?
June 11th, 66.
Mazel tov. Paul? Very nice. When's your birthday?
June 2nd, turn 12.
12. That means you got something big coming next year.
Yeah.
Are you ready? You'll be ready.
Tomorrow, 19th,
Wow, happy birthday. So we wish you all a happy birthday, and it's my honor to give you a blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless and keep each one of you. Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's face shine upon each of you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always shine upon you, and may this birthday be the best one yet, topped only by next year's birthday. And may it be a year of peace for all of you and for all of us. Amen and Mazel Tov. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael.
Yehelanu, Yehelanu,
Ulecho Yisrael. And a few others who have birthdays this month. Philip Baumfeld on June 4th, Rhoda Elligator on June 7th, Ann Fagan on June 9th, Natalie Semetsky June 17th, and Ed Siegel on June 28th. So happy birthday to all of them. You guys can all go back to your seats, except Jacob, you stay here. And I'd like to invite Rabbi Larry Friedman to join me on the Bima. We have a very special celebration today that I'm thrilled to share with Rabbi Friedman. So Jacob, who is turning 12 this month, has chosen to become a Jew. And so we celebrate with Jacob. In May, we were with him when he went to the mikveh and completed his conversion. And he made the vow that he will be a Jew and join the eternal covenant between God and the Jewish people. And he chose to become a Jew of his own free will. And he accepted Judaism to the exclusion of all other religions, faiths, and practices. And it was a great privilege for both Rabbi Friedman and I to be a part of that celebration. We look forward to many, many more celebrations with you. And Rabbi Friedman, if you'd like to say a word.
So I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, you know.
I was very proud of you. You could have gotten a pass, and you know that, right? But you were like, no,
I want to make this official, and I want to tell my community where I stand and who I am. How am I doing, right? Yeah. And I was really impressed because at 12 years old, we don't always know the stand we want to take. And so I was very proud of you, and I just want all of you to understand that we have someone who has joined us with the fullest heart, and that's amazing. About 2 weeks later, I got a text from your mom. Jacob has a question. It was a really good question. I'm not going to share the question, but it was totally one of those questions that was like, we should have reviewed this before. It was that good of a question. And all I can say to you is, awesome. You're asking questions. Not only did you go through the mikveh and that you affirmed yourself, but you are still asking questions, right? You are not skating by. You're like, wait a minute, all right, so now I got this question, I got this question, I got this. We can't ask for anything more from any Jew that you really are a role model for so many. You take who you are so seriously, and you are continually coming up with questions to refine what it means to be a Jew in the world today. So I'm so proud of you, and I'm just thrilled to be able to be here.
And so Jacob, Rabbi Friedman and I now have the privilege of giving you a blessing. You'll get this blessing again at your bar mitzvah, so act like it's new then, okay? All right.
Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
May God's face shine upon you and be good to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's face always shine upon you, and may you know all of God's blessings, but most especially the blessing of peace. Amen. Mazel tov. Welcome. We are thrilled to have you. And here, Jacob, you get to keep this. We'll see you in a year at your bar mitzvah. Our Torah portion this Shabbat is Shalach Lecha, which is a fascinating Torah portion for all sorts of reasons. Shalach Lecha is the parsha where the Israelites are called to send explorers out into the land. They're still camped out at this point in the desert, in the wilderness, and they're told to send explorers, spies, if you will, out to scout the land of Israel, to see what it's like, to see what the people are like, what the land is like. But in the selection of the scouts, there's a fascinating choice that's made. Representatives of each of the tribes are included. And so the question then is, what do we make of that selection? And to me, the answer is clear. We have to include everybody. The 12 spies reflect the 12 tribes, which reflects the whole of the people. And so if we are to do something big for all of us as a people, we need to bring everybody along with us. Now, I'm not saying that this Shabbat was chosen in particular for our celebration of Jewish disability awareness and inclusion and that task force. But boy, we couldn't find a better Torah portion than the one we have to give us a role model. This Torah portion reminds us we need everybody involved. And the inclusion that we strive for here at Temple Sinai is precisely what is expressed in the words of the Torah portion this week and is lived by so many. It's my pleasure now to welcome Rick and Carol Rosenthal to say a few words about the Open Doors honor. And please, welcome.
Shabbat Shalom. As you may know, Open Doors is Temple Sinai's way of honoring a deserving individual, couple, or group that has made a significant difference at Temple Sinai. This year's Open Doors event, aptly titled Champions of Change, is well-deserved, and we are so honored to be the chairs.
Temple Sinai has always striven to be welcoming. We're so proud of the fact that the ramp in Our Libov Sanctuary was installed all the way back in the mid-1990s to enable all of our congregants access to the Bima. Created in 2016, the Disabilities Task Force saw the need to make some changes here at Temple Sinai. They have taken to heart the mitzvah of removing stumbling blocks. You can see the fruits of their labor all over this building, inside and out.
They are passionate in their work to fulfill Temple Sinai's mission to inspire, innovate, and include everyone who enters our sacred community. The impact they have made is extraordinary. They truly are champions. This Open Doors Award is an acknowledgement of how much they and their work mean to us and our community. I'm pleased to report that soon we will truly be opening doors by installing a new ADA accessible security door at the Krager entrance.
Thank you to the Disabilities Task Force for making us better. Thank you all for being here tonight, in person and online, and to all of you who have contributed, supported, or participated in the mission of this group. Your presence tonight affirms to our Disabilities Task Force just how much their efforts are appreciated and honored. Here are just a few of the improvements for which they are responsible. The ADA accessible walkway and ramp leading to the Bodek Rose Garden that makes it easier for all to access the garden. The ADA accessible beds in the vegetable garden so that those in wheelchairs can work in the garden.
The large print prayer books and magnifying glasses. The sign language interpreter for the mostly musical Shabbat services. The fidget tools for those who need to keep their hands busy, and the visual tefillah, the prayer book projected on the walls.
They perform an annual training to keep our staff aware of the things they need to know and understand. And they develop and implement events and education for Jewish Disabilities Awareness, Acceptance, and Inclusion Month. We are so lucky to have them. I would like to invite the chairs of our Disabilities Task Force, Maura Kaplan and Lisa Lederer, up to say a few words.
We are thrilled to represent the Disability Task Force tonight. Together, Lisa and I have been working to increase disability awareness, acceptance, and inclusion at Temple Sinai since 2016. We have hosted informational workshops, provided training for board and staff, created exciting programs such as Stand Up for Mental Health. Through the stories and lessons that have emerged through these programs, we have expanded the breadth and depth of the Temple Sinai community.
But we could not have done this alone. Over the years, over 40 people have served on the task force, each one bringing to the table their expertise, often in the form of lived experience. We thank each and every one of them. But it wasn't just the members of the task force that have pushed our agenda along. Both Watts and Brotherhood have taken up the issues surrounding inclusion, bringing in speakers and staging events with the shared aim of further understanding.
It is through telling stories that we have made our biggest impact. We have told so many people here have told their stories of raising children with disabilities like Lenore, or sharing their lived experience with a disability like Rachel and Sam and Anne did in Stand Up for Mental Health. Every one of the things that Carol and Rick mentioned that we have accomplished has somebody's name on it that isn't Lisa and I's. But they were their ideas, and we all worked together to make them happen. So because the Gordons couldn't get their niece into the Rose Garden for which Rebecca's bat mitzvah, I wasn't remembering which bat mitzvah, we needed a ramp. And so with their help, we got one. The magnifying glasses are there because Kelly LaBelle said, I can't read the stuff anymore. So everybody has their name on something. And it isn't, as we said, just the task force. Rachel Kudrick wasn't on the task force yet when she started the garden and demanded that everyone must be able to garden. And that impact of that everyone steps forward makes such a difference. And it's not just our volunteers. Our staff and our clergy have stepped right up. And I don't say this lightly, but my two rabbis are in the room. Rabbi Friedman comforted us and gave us great guidance when Samuel was born. And now that Samuel is almost 30, we have Rabbi Feldman to stand with us as we take our next journey as he's growing older and older. We are so blessed in this congregation. If the clergy had not been 100% supportive, we may have enlightened individual minds, but we could never have achieved such a profound shift in Temple Sinai's culture.
Underlying this shift, of course, have been all of you. Your willingness to learn, to ask questions, to grow and change. Temple Sinai is a better place than it was in 2016.
Well, tonight is to honor the Disability Task Force. Tomorrow night, we offer a gift to you. We will be celebrating artists who happen to have disabilities in an evening of song, dance, comedy, storytelling, and more. Many of the artists are our fellow congregants. If you haven't purchased a ticket yet, you are welcome to purchase one at the door. Bring cash, it will be easier.
Unmarked bills.
We look forward to celebrating with you tomorrow. And tonight. Thank you all for this honor.
A few brief announcements to share with all of you. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat services will take place at 9:15, preceded, of course, by Torah study at 8:30. Our oneg this evening is sponsored by Watts, and we have special chocolate chip cookies from Tommy Petro. I can attest, having tasted one of them, that they are well worth it. And also we have cookies from Oakmont Bakery and freshly brewed coffee by Café de Amor. On Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, we invite you to join us either on site or online as we celebrate disabilities through the arts. On Tuesday, Brotherhood is going out to the Pirates game. I can't promise a win, although we are playing the Cubs, so there's that. And I think there are still a couple of tickets available, so if you're interested, catch me afterwards and I'll see if I can help you if you are looking for a ticket. Wednesday, Parshat HaShavua class at noon. The book group is meeting at 1:30. And evening meditation with Rhonda Rosen at 6 o'clock online. Next Friday evening, we will celebrate Watts Shabbat with a service at 7 o'clock and a special oneg sponsored by Watts immediately following. Once again, this is a celebration, when we're celebrating the Disabilities and Awareness and Inclusion group, this is a real celebration of the entire congregation. This is a celebration of our values. This is a celebration of who we are and what we hold dear. And I can tell you for myself that when I first began to encounter Temple Sinai, one of the things that drew me in the strongest was this community that was willing to include all people and say everyone is valued and everyone is equal. It is an extraordinary gift that this congregation gives to each of its members and to this community, and it is worthy and deserving of all the praise and celebration we can do. So celebrate tonight, enjoy, come back tomorrow evening, and let us work together to make this synagogue ever more inclusive and collective and holy for all of us. We turn back now to our prayer book. I invite everyone to turn to page 282 as we rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
And I just want to let you know that while this is often kind of an on autopilot prayer, we're going to do our normal on 282, but we'll do something a little bit different when we get to the next page, 284. Take a look at 4 lines up, Hashevota el levavecha, and then we'll turn again. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo hosamanu kemishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor alenu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu kore'im, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And so we turn the page and go down. It's 4th line up in that first paragraph, 4th line up from the bottom. This will work better. V'hashevota. Oh, did I tell you it's call and response? You go after me. V'hashevota.
V'hashevota.
Elevavecha.
Elevavecha.
Ki
Adonai,
Hu Elohim, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai. Come back together now. Le'melecha kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Bayom hahu, Yiheh Adonai echad, U'shemo, U'shemo, U'shemo
please be seated. We turn now to the words of Mourner's Kaddish. We recall those who gave us life, those with whom we shared life, those who created this sacred community, those who created this sacred congregation. As a congregation and a community, we recall those whose yortzeit occurs in the coming days: Bessie Barkley, Sylvia Barman, Stanley Bushkoff, Jean Davis, Morris Edelman, Erwin Engel, Eva R. Goldstein, Sarah Gordon, Ann Unger Greenberg, Herman Greenberg, Belle Grossman, Barbara Horowitz, Janice Carlton, Philip Carlton, Joseph Katz, Betty Lampenfeld, Rose Buddy Leventhal, Robert Levine, Norman Malikoff, Penelope Rose Miller, Arthur Molens, Suzanne E. Moss, Raymond Nathan, Edith Schwartz-Netzer, Anne Margolis Parker, Leah Pasach Podolsky, Harry J. Price, Margaret Reber, Ann Nauhaus Rosenson, Barbara Rubenstein Rosenzweig, Joseph Rubin, Simcha Sabin, Morris Shapiro, Shirley Gertrude Sigismund, Ann Skiles, Saul Sonny Stevenson, Evelyn Tischerman, Philip Weiss, Catherine Wiles, Jerry Zawitz. And to those names, we add the names of those taken from us only in recent weeks: Rosalie Slavings, Allison Ostro Frankel, Jean Schlesinger, James McDonough, and Robert Gelman. We join together as a congregation in rising now in body or spirit for the words of Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'richu ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav huya aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God grant comfort to all of us who are bereaved, and together we say, amen. Carol and Rick, I'd like to invite you to come forward once again, and I'd like to invite all of the members of the Disability Awareness and Inclusion Task Force to join us on the bima for Kiddush and for Motzi, so come on up. We have a little gift for each of the members of the task force. Sneak it. Who would like the Kiddush cup? Who would like the Kiddush cup? Mimi, you got it. Thanks for volunteering.
You know, it's just juice, right?
We join together in Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta Yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. And Mara, if you'll lead us in the Motzi? No.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. That we can pass around.
Yes.
Rachel, that one was special for you. We conclude this evening as we began. Our thanks to Cantor Julie Newman for joining us this evening, and our thanks to all of you, to all the members of the Disability Awareness and Inclusion Task Force. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you to Carol and Rick for what you've done to help us celebrate. We can thank Leslie. Where's Leslie Fleischer? There she is. Thank you to Leslie.
Leslie, thank you for making us look good.
So I chose this song, we've done it already, That We All May Rise, but I thought that it really fit for this event and this acknowledgement because it's not about somebody doing it by themselves. Yes, that we rise in all the ways that we can rise, whether it's physically or not, but that we all need help. And you are the helpers. You are the helpers, and we celebrate that. Who gives me these miracles? Who awakens me each day? Who breaks the chains of slavery and shows me the way? Who steadies my footsteps? Who opens up my eyes? Who lifts up the fallen that we all may rise? That we all may rise. 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 Last time, and maybe you learned some of the other words, and that would be good. But either way, sing it with all you got. Who gives me those miracles? Who wakens me each day? Who breaks the chains of slavery and shows me the way? Who steadies my footsteps? Who opens up my eyes? Who lifts up the fallen that we all may rise? That we all may rise. That we all may rise. That we all may rise. That we all may rise.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat